our anniversary bash and Juneteenth celebration at the Beehive from 4 to 7 p.m. There will be food, there will be drink, there will be a DJ, dancing, games, and much more. Plus, L.A. Mayor Karen Bass, the one and only Lunel, the Grammy Award-winning artist Kenny Lattimore, and a few other surprises. The Beehive is the place to be this Juneteenth, and our community celebration is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. And we're encouraging folks to ride share. But however you arrive, just get there. We look forward to celebrating our 5th anniversary with you this Friday, and I'm honored and privileged to be back in Los Angeles. It's Wealthy Wednesday on our show, and Dr. Wilmer J. Leon, political scientist whose primary areas of expertise are Black politics, Black policy, and American government, is our worldwide regular host. For years, at least 11 of them, Dr. Leon was a lecturer in the political science department at Howard University in Washington, D.C. Hey, Dr. Leon, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show.
As always, good afternoon. A pleasure to be with you, and good afternoon to the audience. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Dr. Leon, listen, we only got a couple of minutes before we come forward in our program, but KBLA is celebrating, on the one end, its 5th anniversary, but the nature of the Juneteenth holiday is also a commemoration. On the same day, at the same time, the Barack Obama Presidential Library is celebrating the opening of the Obama Center on the south side of Chicago. But at the same time, it too is in the midst of a commemoration, given the significance of what Juneteenth actually means in the experience of African Americans. Dr. Leon, your initial thoughts.
Well, I've been saying for a while that in terms of our politics, we've always got to factor a little bit of physics into the analysis, and that is Newton's third law of motion. To every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And so for all of the progress that we've made and that we continue to make, we still have so long to go, because the government or other forces always want to respond, want to react, want to push back to the steps that we make towards equality. And so when we think about Juneteenth, we have to remember the role that the U.S. colored troops played in our liberation in Texas. We have to remember why Juneteenth is necessary or to celebrate. It's because not everybody in the process wanted to give us our freedom. As planters and slaveholders in defeated southern states were trying to decide what to do, many of them took their enslaved Africans and moved to Texas. So it is a great thing to see that the Obama Center is opening. The question there is going to be, what is the long-term benefit? What is in it for us? And we have to be sure, as we liberated our freedom, we've got to be sure that we hold them accountable to be sure they deliver for us.
You know, as Black people, we often talk about partying with a purpose. In fact, I got that term from Tavis Smiley. We have to have one foot in the party and one foot in the purpose.
Always.
I mean, it is always one foot in the celebration and one foot in the commemoration, one foot in the party, one foot in the purpose. And, you know, equally as fascinating, what occurred at the UFC, which we can come to when we come forward. Here they're celebrating 250th anniversary of the United States, but at the same time insulting the First Lady of the United States, the former First Lady Michelle Obama, and it's just outrageous. I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. We're live in Los Angeles, right here at KBLA Talk 1580. More when we come forward.
It's afternoon drive time with Jesse Jackson Jr. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
This There is no denying that we've always been the conscience of this country. KBLA Talk 1580 is progressive talk radio built for our community, by our community, and with hosts who look like you, live near you, and care about what you care about. 50,000 watts of truth right here in Southern California. KBLA Talk 1580. Listen live on your AM radio dial at 1580 or stream us live on our KBLA1580.com website or on our free KBLA 1580 app.
Unapologetically progressive.
Let's celebrate.
Y'all did it!
Loving each other, needing each other.
Hey, Los Angeles, KBLA Talk 1580 is turning 5, and we're celebrating in a big way.
Oh my God!
Join us Friday, June 19th, Juneteenth, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Beehive for our 5th anniversary bash and Juneteenth celebration. We're talking surprise celebrity guests, a special presentation, and a major announcement you will not want to miss.
I can't wait to hear it.
Plus, live music, dancing, games, and enough food and drink to keep the party going.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Of course, you're welcome to bring your own picnic basket, blanket, and lawn chair. And the best part, it's completely free. But here's the thing. You've got to sign up in advance. Space is limited, so don't wait. Head to KBLA1580.com right now and lock in your spot. Friday, June 19th, the Beehive, KBLA Talk 1580. 5 years strong, and we're just getting started.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
Yeah, man.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Now back to more of Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Volley, drop the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on KBLA Talk 1580. Our very special guest worldwide with Dr. Wilmer Leon. Dr. Wilmer Leon is not only a political scientist, he's the host and producer of a nationally broadcast radio talk show, Inside the Issues, with Wilmer Leon on Sirius XM Radio, channel 126. He's the author of Politics, Another Perspective, commentary and analysis on race, war ethics, and the American political landscape in the age of Obama. Dr. Leon, welcome forward to the show.
As always, a pleasure.
Dr. Leon, 1 foot in the commemoration, 1 foot in the celebration, 1 foot in the party, and another foot in the politics. Just yesterday, the federal government, as we prepare to celebrate Juneteenth, seeks to halt the first U.S. reparations program for Black people. The federal government on Tuesday asked a judge to halt the United States' first reparations program that offered Black people in a small Illinois city $25,000 for 20th century race-based housing discrimination, joining an existing lawsuit that called the program unconstitutional. The program launched in Evanston, Illinois in 2021 is the first and only one of its kind in the United States, allotting 20 million to Black residents, their direct descendants, who lived in the city between 1919 and 1969 and suffered housing discrimination because of city ordinances, policies, or practices. Residents, regardless of race, who experienced discrimination due to the city's policies or practices after 1969 also qualified. The city has already distributed over $7 million using revenue from local tax on legal marijuana sales to hundreds of people in $25,000 increments to be used for home repairs, down payments on property, and interest or late penalties. The U.S. Department of Justice called the program, quote, racially discriminatory in a court filing Tuesday, saying that it violated the Equal Protection Clause of the U.S. Constitution because it allotted different benefits on the basis of race. This is the first of potentially thousands of such programs. The Department of Justice is seeking to establish a precedence so that other cities, states, localities, corporations, and others will no longer have to follow along this route. Dr. Leon, your initial thoughts?
Oh, man. Is there never any end to the depths of their stupidity? Residents, regardless of race, who experienced discrimination due to the city's policies or practices after 1969 also qualified. So that's one point. The other point, I think, is it's a remedy based upon a previous collective harm. So if you look at this in the context of a class action suit, who are the members of the class and why are they in the class? What did they have to suffer, endure, or what were they subjected to? What was the common theme, thread, or element that enables them to be in the class? It's discrimination based upon a harm. And the harm happens to be race. It's not that the remedy is indiscriminately singling out race. It's looking at an action by the state that targeted a group of people for a particular reason and is providing them a remedy. This one should be summarily dismissed, thrown out on its face, rejected because it's idiocy to the highest degree.
You know, let me ask you a question, Dr. Leon. We see in Altadena, we see, for example, in Brother Tavis Smiley's editorial commentary about the disrespect of Crenshaw. He calls it procrastination Crenshaw. We see a pardon for 1,500 January 6 rioters. We see a weaponization fund that sought to, if you will, compensate these criminals who ran into the nation's capital and were appropriately duly convicted of their crimes. And yet, whenever it comes to any past harm or injustice that has occurred to us and our people, there is always delay, there's always denial, there's always evidence that this system is just not going to remedy anything that pertains to us.
It's a eugenical, if I can make up a word, Dr. Chantel Sherman, if I can make up a word, it is a eugenical basis of white supremacy and racism. And there's no length to which they won't go to demonstrate and to protect their whiteness. That's as simple as I can. That gets down to that's the common thread that runs throughout all of this.
Doc, as we prepare to go worldwide, why don't we look at the elections from yesterday for just a moment, because I think you have some astute insights on some of the takeaways in Georgia, Alabama, and Oklahoma. And I might add that there is breaking news just handed to me by my producer. Governor Kemp of Georgia has now canceled, within the last hour, canceled the legislative session that Barbara Arnwine and I discussed on this show to redraw major African American, two of them, majority minority districts in the state of Georgia. The pressure felt by African Americans and people of goodwill in the state has now forced the governor of the state of Georgia to cancel efforts to redraw the lines of these majority minority congressional districts. It's all the same subject matter. Your thoughts and your take on yesterday's elections, Dr. Leon?
Well, first of all, that demonstrates the fact that, yes, when we do respond and when we are consistent and when we are determined in our resolute in our responses, we can have impact. When you look at, I think, the outcome of these primaries, what I think you're going to find in the general election is that Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, they may have won the battle, but they've lost the war. And what I mean by that is, yes, the MAGA movement still holds incredible sway within the Republican Party. But I think the broad defeats that they are going to find themselves facing during the general election is going to demonstrate that the country has had enough. And as the head of the Tom Tancredo, who was the head of the Tea Party, which I believe was the precursor to the MAGA movement, once said, "We want our country back." And I think, Tom Tancredo, we may be on the road to taking our country back.
I think that's great news. I think one of the challenges that confronts us is whether or not our story is penetrating at the time of this celebration, while at the same time we are commemorating amongst white people. Is that the case? Do you sense that at all, Dr. Leon?
I'm sorry. Do I sense? I missed that.
Do you sense that our concern is broadly accepted beyond just our community in terms of the legitimacy of the argument that we're making?
To a certain degree, I would say yes, but I don't know that we should celebrate that one too early or for too long. Nor do I think we should really spend a lot of time being concerned over that. What we need to be concerned about and where our focus needs to be is on us and our interests. Those that want to join us, y'all are welcome. Those that don't, we'll just run through you as you try to stand in our way. That, to me, is the mindset that I think we need to be bringing to this conversation.
I was particularly impressed with the number of white people that I saw holding signs calling redistricting in Georgia racist. And
but remember what Dr. King warned us about in Where Do We Go From Here, Chaos or Community? He said, don't trust the white liberal because they have more in common with our oppressor than we want to recognize. He said they are more than happy to spare us the brutality of the lash, but when it comes to granting equality and justice, we can't depend on them. So I know the optics that you're referring to, and I don't say this to say you're wrong. What I'm saying is we cannot take solace in that optic. We have to remember the warning from Dr. King.
That warning is too apparent in a congressional district in the state of Florida, where a white liberal has now declared that they are running for Congress in a majority-minority, newly redrawn congressional district designed to give an African American, in light of all that's going on with the Voting Rights Act, an equal opportunity to serve in Congress. The white liberal with the money, with the infrastructure, with the seniority has now moved into the African American district because their district has been obliterated by the KBLA decision. They are now seeking to represent Black people in Congress.
There you go.
To preserve white liberalism. Couldn't be any clearer than that. Dr. Leon, if we can pivot to worldwide, there's a lot going on in the Middle East. Donald Trump is proud at this moment to announce a memorandum of understanding between the United States and Iran. You have quite a different take.
Well, they're calling it an agreement. It is not. It is technically a memorandum of understanding, an MOU, but I'm calling it a MOM, an MOM. It's a memorandum of misunderstanding because nobody knows what the heck is in it, first of all. And there still seems to be an incredible debate between what Donald Trump wants to stand at the G7 and claim victory for, and what Iran is saying, oh, no. In the words of that brilliant African-American philosopher, Whitney Houston, oh, hell to the no, Bobby, hell to the no. They're saying,
it's to the no.
They're saying, no, Donnie, dum-dum. It ain't working like that. What this honestly is, in all seriousness, unconditional surrender. Donald Trump took the United States at the behest of Israel into a battle and got thumped. As much as they don't want to admit it, they don't want to talk about the damage that was done. This was a whipping. And what it really demonstrates is the power of the resistance movement. Iran is a part of the resistance movement against imperialism and neocolonialism. And they got thumped.
There is much evidence to suggest that the reasons that we were told were the basis for the conflict were satisfied long before the escalation of the conflict with that midnight raid on so-called nuclear sites within Iran. We're still there. Iran, in the 14-point agreement that I read, at least 8 of those points favored exactly what the Iranians themselves have asked for. We have relinquished essentially control of the Hormuz Strait, which means that Iran can again offer a chokehold to the global economy at its whim, should the United States or Israel not honor its commitments. And the agreement also includes the conflict that is taking place in Lebanon, recognizing essentially that Israel is America's proxy in the region, and should Israel continue to strike at Lebanon, the agreement quickly folds. I'm Jesse Jackson Jr., more with Worldwide with Dr. Wilmer Leon when we come forward, right here at KBLA Talk 1580.
It's afternoon drive time with Jesse Jackson Jr. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Tropical Storm Arthur has officially formed.
The main threat from Arthur is going to be a prolonged multi-day heavy rainfall event.
The National Hurricane Center expects it to weaken quickly after landfall tonight, but Florida's panhandle still faces flash flooding, fast-moving tornadoes, and dangerous rip currents. The historic Howard School in Georgetown, South Carolina is getting new life as an administrative office for a Head Start program. Built in the 1800s, it was the first publicly funded school for Black students in Georgetown. Restoration work preserved parts of the original building while expanding space for early childhood education. And Stevie Wonder and Bruce Springsteen are among the stars set to perform at the grand opening of the Obama Presidential Center this Thursday in Chicago's Jackson Park. The lineup also includes Jennifer Hudson, Common, Mark Anthony, and more. The Obama Foundation is a nonprofit collaborator of the Black Information Network. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Red card penalties, Score big flavor with Baba Grill's new Red Card Combo for a limited time. A mini sweet and spicy chicken bowl, chili crisp dumplings, and a refreshing penalty punch for a beverage with mango popping boba. An all-star lineup for just $9.99. Only at Baba Grill.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Serena Williams lost her opening round doubles match Tuesday in the Berlin Open. Williams and her doubles partner Karolina Muchova of the Czech Republic lost 6-4 and 6-4 to Juliana Olmos of Mexico and Erin Routliffe of New Zealand. This was Serena's second competition since coming out of retirement 2 weeks ago. The Compton native will continue her comeback in the doubles competition at Wimbledon, which begins June 29th in London. The 44-year-old Serena will play the doubles with her sister Venus. Today is Venus's birthday. The Compton native turned 46. Television ratings for this year's NBA Finals doubled the numbers generated in 2025 between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. The New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs averaged 20.6 million viewers over the 5-game series. OKC and Indiana drew an average of only 10.3 million viewers in their 7-game series. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about. I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavish Smiley. In my prior commentary about Destination Crenshaw, or Procrastination Crenshaw as we call it around here, I opine that sometimes neglect becomes a decision. I want to challenge my own neglect becomes a decision thesis in just a moment. This $100 million revitalization project was supposed to transform 1.3 miles of Crenshaw Boulevard into a world-class celebration of Black art and culture. It was first promised to open in 2023, then 2024, and here we are, still waiting, still suffering. The businesses along this corridor, Black-owned businesses, are suffocating. Construction chaos everywhere, shuttered storefronts, a community being bled dry by broken promises. So, I stand by my earlier formulation that neglect becomes a decision. But as I have thought more about the gross negligence, the incompetence on steroids, it occurs to me that sometimes neglect isn't just a decision. Neglect is the default position of some Black electeds. Not all, but some. They just don't believe that Black folk deserve the very best. They don't believe that we deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. So we go from being constituents on the campaign trail to collateral once they're sworn into office. And when, for example, one is termed out of office and can't run again, but is still clutching the gavel of power, one thinks that he can stay comfortably above the fray while we anguish for years on end. The apparent attitude is, I'll just leave this mess for the next person to clean up. That's what it feels like, Mr. President, Mr. LA City Council President. But it's not just him, it's the local media too, black and white, corporate and independent. Look at how little has been said about this never-ending nightmare in Crenshaw, year after year after year. Nobody at City Hall and nobody who's supposed to be holding City Hall accountable seems to care one bit about the safety and security of Crenshaw residents and the black business owners who are slowly being strangled. Don't be fooled. This isn't just a construction delay. This is what disrespect looks like with a budget attached. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
You're listening to Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Volley, drop the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580.
Junior, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. We're worldwide with Wilmer Leon, and it is hot as Hades here in Los Angeles. Finally got here to Los Angeles for the 5th anniversary of KBLA Talk 1580. We are turning 5 and celebrating with you. Join all of us at KBLA Talk 1580 this Friday, June 19th, for our anniversary bash and Juneteenth celebration at the Beehive from 4 to 7 p.m. Food, drink, a DJ, dancing, games, many, many more opportunities for a lot of fun. Plus, LA Mayor Karen Bass, the one and only Lunel, the Grammy Award-winning artist Kenny Lattimore, and a few other surprises. Beehive is the place to be this Juneteenth, and our community celebration is free, but you must register at KBLA Talk 1580. That's KBLA1580.com. And we're encouraging folks to rideshare. But however you get there, just arrive. How about I really messed that up? But however you arrive, just get there.
There you go.
Celebrating our 5th anniversary with you this Friday. Dr. Wilmer Leon is our very special guest. He is the author of Politics, Another Perspective, commentary and analysis on race, war ethics, and the American political landscape in the age of Obama. He says today we must have 1 foot in our celebrations, 1 foot in our commemorations, 1 foot in our party, and 1 foot in our purpose. Dr. Leon, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show.
Again, thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Always an honor.
Dr. Leon, let me ask you a quick question. One of the issues that you felt compelled to discuss was one of the Jewish senators, Senator Bernie Sanders, has sought to change, if not strip language out of the Defense Appropriations Bill, I think, as well as the authorization bill, that would forever and permanently tie the U.S. military to the state of Israel. Dr. Leon, your thoughts.
I had someone ask me earlier today, looking at the latest developments with this so-called MOU or MOM, the Memorandum of Misunderstanding. To get to the point, this conflict between Netanyahu and Trump, and what does that mean relative to the relationship between the United States and Israel? And I said, you can't conflate the two. This scuffle, this kerfuffle, in terms of the bromance between Netanyahu and Trump, that's just two egomaniacal degenerates that are feuding with each other. You can't confuse their fight with the alliance and allegiance between the two countries. Mm-hmm. So when you read that there are entities within the United States government that want to put into the military spending authorization bill a deepening integration of the militaries between the United States and the Israeli armed forces, that is an incredibly frightening reality. Because, well, let me.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong, Doc, in suggesting that such an idea is the equivalent of making Israel the 51st United State, and therefore the integration becomes so perfect that they know what we're doing anywhere in the world. We know what they're doing anywhere in the world, and that includes activities outside of the scope of constitutional protection, because it is not the 51st state in the United States.
That'd be a hard point to deny, and anybody challenging that observation would have a hell of a time supporting their argument, because where else has this been done? Who else has done this, and why is it being done? And there's another element to this that I think is tangentially related. General Motors now is looking to form an alliance with not Northrop Grumman, but Lockheed Martin, because General Motors wants to get into the defense space. What signal does that send? It sends a signal that General Motors must see growth in the defense space, not contraction within the defense space. So some may see those two things as being totally unrelated. I don't think they are. Who is the United States as now a failing empire? Who is it looking to align itself with, and why is it seeking those alliances? And also, that's not only a foreign policy question, it's a domestic policy question. Because when you look at a lot of the software applications that the IDF has created, and how the tactics and the practices that the IDF is employing against Palestinians, who in the United States do you think is going to be victimized by this relationship? Try Black people and other people of color. There's nothing good there. What's the upside for us? Why would we want to do this? Whose interests are being served? And then pay attention to who would vote for this madness. Hakeem Jeffries, would you vote for that? Since you're on the AIPAC payroll? Gregory Meeks, would you vote for that? Since you're on the AIPAC payroll? Kamala Harris, would you back a play like that? Since AIPAC gave you $6 million for your presidential campaign. I think those are legitimate questions that have to be asked. What is the upside? Why would we want to do this? How do we benefit from this? Who will be victimized by this?
Dr. Leon,
this is that we've got to ask.
There are definitely questions that we need to ask, and I can't thank you enough for that small and brief technical difficulty that we just had for keeping the show moving forward. It is hot as Hades right now in Los Angeles, and I have got to believe that our internet connection, along with our water and other things, are profoundly impacted by that. More on KBLA Talk 1580. We're worldwide with Dr. Wilmer Leon. Thank you, Dr. Leon.
While you're stuck in traffic, we can at least bring you up to speed on the news of the day. You're listening to Jesse Jackson Jr. only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Don't be anxious or confused about AI. Take control of your career when you get the skills to tackle real business problems and design specialized solutions. HR Dive reported that entry-level talent with applied AI credentials can receive up to a 25% salary boost. But where do you find training that you can trust? Future-proof your career and deliver more value with Humans Lead the Way AI. Their hybrid learning courses use practical definitions, real-world examples, and strategic insights to help you and your team understand AI with confidence. No magic, no hacks, no shortcuts. Just practical knowledge that helps you use AI more successfully. Don't wait. AI can never replace people who know how to use it well. Register for courses today at humansleadtheway.com. That's humansleadtheway.com.
If you're an African American mom who is pregnant or have a baby under 6 months old, you deserve care that lifts, listens, and lasts. Black Infant Health is for you. It's a free program with individual support, group sessions, and resources to start your mothering journey. BIH makes space for moms and their families to create community. Learn more about the programs in Los Angeles County. Check us out at blackinfanthealth.org.
Hi, I'm Chris Holden, former California Assembly member, former Mayor of Pasadena, and CEO of LA Fire Justice. I've spent my career fighting for our communities. When I saw Edison celebrating $4.5 billion in profits while Eaton fire survivors struggle to make ends meet, it made me simultaneously sick and furious. Families and individuals are dealing with financial pressure, insurance delays, costly remediation, and the painful question of how to rebuild their lives, while the utility that caused the fire is paying its executives millions and is more profitable than ever. That's not justice. That's a disgrace. Join the lawsuit with LA Fire Justice to hold Edison accountable. We're here to help you, your family, and our community recover. Visit lafirejustice.com today to learn more about your eligibility and how to start.
Advertisement. Douglas Boxer, 221 East Walnut Street, Suite 100, Pasadena, California, 91101 is the attorney responsible for this ad.
LA Fire Justice is proud to sponsor Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is connecting you with services and solutions. Domestic violence and family violence is when someone in an intimate or family relationship tries to gain or maintain power and control over another through a wide range of abusive behaviors. Every single act may amount to abuse. Abuse can take on various forms: psychological and emotional, physical and economic, and sexual abuse. The Genesee Center Incorporated is a nationally recognized nonprofit domestic violence prevention and intervention organization, housing women and children from 30 days up to 2 years through emergency and transitional shelters. The Genesee Center also provides support services like mental health counseling, life skills classes, computer training, job referrals, after-school programs for children, field trips, tutoring, and comprehensive direct legal services. If you need help or you'd like to donate or volunteer, call the Genesee Hotline, 1-800-479-7328. That's 1-800-479-7328, or visit genesee.org. Everyone has the right to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Now back to more of Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Volley, drop the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on KBLA Talk 1580. I want to thank our producer as well as Taz and Miles and others who handle behind the scenes the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show, including but not limited to major technical difficulties that we have sometimes, and the speed, Dr. Leon, within which they respond to these amazing technical difficulties to which no one can personally be responsible for. But these guys are all real professionals, and I'm grateful for their leadership. Dr. Leon, let me throw something out at you. I know this is our final segment. Between 1619 and 1863, there were 157 July 4ths. Just another day in the life of the Negro slave. Just another day in the life of the Negro. We don't even know what they're celebrating between July 4th and 1863, or certainly the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. We just know that on one side of town, white folks are celebrating something, and we are laboring in the fields and under profound oppression, profound heat. The irony, of course, is nothing short of tragic. And when we look at, for example, the celebration that Donald Trump attempted to carry off at the White House, or carry out at the White House, including the unkind, disgusting, and disrespectful comments made about the First Lady by a professional wrestler at that event, it occurs to me, with the overwhelming response on this Juneteenth / July 4th, the opening of the Obama Presidential Library and Center stands as a stark contrast between the reality that they are trying to perpetuate about America and the reality that is promise, the hope, the possibilities of what we can be. It's almost like on their side of town, there is some kind of charade that's taking place, but on our side of town, it is always coming to terms with the reality of the absence of equality, the absence of fairness, and in a real sense, unlike any other July 4th in American history, every July 4th, I've always argued in all of my writings, is simply different. But we do have an interpretive narrative that is emerging on this July 4th, unlike any other, and that is the substitution in our minds of the nonsense that this administration represents and the reality of the hope and the promise that is and that was under the Obama administration. You've written about this in Politics, Another Perspective, Commentary, Analysis, and Race, War and Ethics, and the American Political Landscape in the Age of Obama. If you had to make an amendment or add a new chapter to that book today, what would your thinking be?
I would start my analysis with Frederick Douglass's What to the Slave is the 4th of July, when he says, I am not included within the pale of glorious anniversary. Your high independence only reveals the immeasurable distance between us. The blessings in which you this day rejoice are not enjoyed in common. The rich inheritance of justice, liberty, prosperity, and independence bequeathed by your fathers is shared by you, not by me. That's where I would start the conversation.
That's a good launching pad.
That's where I would start the conversation. Those comments made about former First Lady Michelle Obama, it's not, well, of course the comments are despicable, but you then have to ask yourself, why? Why at that event, the Obamas haven't been in the White House for over 10 years? 15 years. Why'd you have to take that shot? And then look at the reaction by some of the individuals of the administration, not all, but some, that just giggled it off, laughed it off, saw it as humorous. What would make someone feel so comfortable that they'd be okay and think that it's okay to take that kind of shot at a former first lady? But again, we celebrate Juneteenth. We celebrate the opening of the center in Chicago, as we should. But again, we can't get lost in the celebration that we can't get so lost in the celebration that we lose sight of the mission.
The Negro is a product of a duality. I think Martin Luther King Jr. in Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community talks about the dual nature of what it means to be an African American. As you well know, W.E.B. Du Bois talked about the dual nature of the Negro, both African and American.
The Tunis.
The Tunis. He called it the Tunis, yes. We only have a few more moments before the close of our show. Can you share with us your insights on the duality, the Tunis, if you will, the hybrid nature, the synthesis that has created the American Negro, Dr. Leon?
Whoa. You need to call Dr. Anthony Montero on that one, a mind greater than mine. But it is a challenge, but a blessing at the same time. As African Americans, we have, I believe, an incredibly unique worldview. Mac Jones talked about in his note to the Black political scientist, he talked about the fact that we as Black political scientists have to develop our own Weltanschauung, our own worldview, and that our analysis has to come through the prism of the unique history that we as Black people in this country have. So it is a challenge, but it is such a blessing at the same time. The problem is that too many of us now believe that we've become part of the process. We believe that we have, in fact, reached that point of liberation because some of us have the financial or the material benefits or have achieved the material status and gains that we have. And so we now turn and operate as individuals instead of understanding the power and the demands of the collective. We have never made progress in this country as individuals. We have always made progress in this country based upon the collective. It's not about the you, it's about the us.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. You've been listening to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on KBLA Talk 1580. While this may be the nation's 205th anniversary, this is our 250th anniversary. This is our 5th anniversary here at KBLA Talk 1580. Looking forward to seeing everyone at the Beehive this coming Friday. More when we come forward right here on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Jesse Jackson Jr.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Tropical Storm Arthur has officially formed.
The main threat from Arthur is going to be a prolonged multi-day heavy rainfall event.
The National Hurricane Center expects it to weaken quickly after landfall tonight, but Florida's panhandle still faces flash flooding, fast-moving tornadoes, and dangerous rip currents. The historic Howard School in Georgetown, South Carolina is getting new life as an administrative office for a Head Start program. Built in the 1800s, it was the first publicly funded school for Black students in Georgetown. Restoration work preserved parts of the original building while expanding space for early childhood education. And Stevie Wonder and Bruce Springsteen are among the stars set to perform at the grand opening of the Obama Presidential Center this Thursday in Chicago's Jackson Park. The lineup also includes Jennifer Hudson, Common, Mark Anthony, and more. The Obama Foundation is a nonprofit collaborator of the Black Information Network. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Red card penalties, Score big flavor with Baba Grill's new Red Card Combo for a limited time. A mini sweet and spicy chicken bowl, chili crisp dumplings, and a refreshing penalty punch for a beverage with mango popping boba. An all-star lineup for just $9.99 only at Baba Grill.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Serena Williams lost her opening round doubles match Tuesday in the Berlin Open. Williams and her doubles partner Karolina Muchova of the Czech Republic lost 6-4 and 6-4 to Juliana Olmos of Mexico and Erin Routliffe of New Zealand. This was Serena's second competition since coming out of retirement 2 weeks ago. The Compton native will continue her comeback in the doubles competition at Wimbledon, which begins June 29th in London. The 44-year-old Serena will play the doubles with her sister Venus. Today is Venus's birthday. The Compton native turned 46. Television ratings for this year's NBA Finals doubled the numbers generated in 2025 between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. The New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs averaged 20.6 million viewers over the 5-game series. OKC and Indiana drew an average of only 10.3 million viewers in their 7-game series. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavish Smiley. In my prior commentary about Destination Crenshaw, or Procrastination Crenshaw as we call it around here, I opine that sometimes neglect becomes a decision. I want to challenge my own neglect becomes a decision thesis in just a moment. This $100 million revitalization project was supposed to transform 1.3 miles of Crenshaw Boulevard into a world-class celebration of Black art.